This your boy Pharaoh 4220, and today I'm gonna do a video on the differences between leasing and being an owner operator. Okay. Number one, you have three different types of truckers. You have company drivers, you have lease operators, and you have owner operators. Okay. Company drivers, they tend to just, get paid by the mile, do what the company tells them to do, go home, no big deal. No responsibility whatsoever. All right. Owner operators, a little bit different. They either own their own truck and trailer, or they own their own truck, and they use the company's trailer. Owner operator, if they have their own truck and trailer, they are either using their own authority or they are leased onto a company. If an owner operator is independent and that owner operator is using his own authority, then that owner operator has to pay all the expenses for the truck. Insurance, IFTA, road tax, placement permits, heavy road tax, fuel, maintenance, truck payments, trailer payments, all the above. They have to pay for everything. Okay? They have no help from anybody to do that. That's all on them. And hold on. This is the part of the road that's very shaky that I did not know. At the same time, that owner operator picks his own loads. Schedules, picks, delivers, and gets paid 100% of whatever that load negotiated was. Okay, and the reason why I say 100% of what it was negotiated is because just because you're an owner operator, if you're not picking that load up from the direct shipper, you're probably getting it from a broker. And if you're getting it from a broker, then you're getting only a percentage of that load, what it actually pays. So, for example, if I worked out a deal where I was, I don't know, for quick math, we'll say I got a load with XYZ company, they're gonna pay me $5 a mile for a load. The load is going 2,000 miles, so that right there, $5 a mile times 2,000 is 10,000. So $10,000 is what I'm going to make on that load. There's no breaking it down. There's no middleman to go through. There's none of the above. Okay. Even though I know it's short numbers, but hold on. There's one thing you always got to do when you're dealing with numbers and stuff is always make sure you have a calculator so you can multiply multiple things at one time. All right. So anyway, you have your $5 a mile times your 2,000 miles for the week, which is, like I said, $10,000. All right. Out of this $10,000 that the owner generated, that's a gross revenue. All right. Like, let's just say that's for 1 week, okay? 2,000 miles is not a lot of miles, but it just takes you a long time to do it. It might be, oversized. It might be whatever. I don't know. You're going to get all that extra accessorial pay too. All right? Now, for training purposes, fuel surcharge is already included in the rate. All right? So you make $10,000 on this load. Uncle Sam's going to take 35% of that for taxes. Okay, so that's times 35%. That's $3,500 coming out. You already know it's $3,500 off top that's coming out. Okay, so your $10,000 just got now limited to $6,500. All right, so $6,500. Now you got to figure out what do you pay yourself as a driver. You know what I'm saying? After Uncle Sam, you always pay yourself. Okay. So now, say you wanted to pay yourself, I don't know, 30% of what you make. So if you gross $10,000 times 30%, that would be $3,000. Just make sure 30%, 3,000 correctly. All right. So now you have your $10,000. You subtract your $3,500 for your taxes. You subtract your $3,000 from your pay, which leaves you $3,500. How much did you purchase in fuel? How much did you put away for maintenance? How much did you put away for, something else? All right, with that $3,500 left over, you got, what about your truck payment, insurance, all the above? Most of those items are paid at the end of the month. So you have a little time. You don't have to stress about it so much. All right? The key is you went 2,000 miles, and let's just say you ran on a 6.5 MPG. So you use 307.69 gallons, so it runs up to 308 gallons. So we're just going to say you put 320 gallons in there at a diesel price of $3.29. So that's $1,055 that you spent on fuel. So we're going to estimate $1,100 for fuel. All right. So now you got $10,000. Subtract your $3,500 for your taxes. Subtract your $3,000 for your paycheck. Subtract your $1,100 for your fuel. That leaves you $2,400. Now, even though you only ran 2,000 miles, you might want to get another load coming back. Okay? Because that's really not a lot of money. Okay? You still got maybe 1,000 miles that you can drive. So let's just say you had a backhaul company wherever you delivered to that was paying you not $5 a mile. Let's just say they were paying you, $4 a mile, but it was bringing you 1,000 miles short of where you had to be the next time. Well, let's just do it this way, even it out. You got 1,500 miles going out, 1,500 miles coming back, and put you at 3,000 miles for the week. All right, change the numbers. Originally, you got 5 miles, $5 a mile times 1,500 miles. That's $7,500. And then you got a backhaul load that's paying you $4 a mile times the same 1,500 miles. That's 6,000. Those two together will give you 13,500. That's better. That's better. Times 35%, 47.25 is what you're gonna pay the IRS. All right, 47.25. Okay, so then now you got 7,500 plus your 6,000 times 30%. I wouldn't even pay myself 30%. Let's just drop that. I wouldn't even pay myself 30%. I would pay myself 25%. 25%. That means I'm gonna pay myself $33.73 for the week. Okay. So you got 47.25 for the IRS and $33.75 paying yourself. All right. On that notion, you ran 3,000 miles divided by 6.5 MPG. You're looking at 462 gallons. So we're gonna round that up to 465 times 3.299. You spend $1,534, so we'll just say $1,600. All right. So now we got our $13,500 that we turn on. $13,500 that we gross minus our $47.25 for the federal government, minus our $33.75 paycheck, minus $1,600 in fuel. That leaves us with $3,800. Now let's just say this is a dedicated, do this every week. Out and back, out and back. That's all you do. Out and back, out and back. Typically, most people work on an average of 40 weeks, 42 weeks, but for this purposes, we would use an entire year. So we would say 52 weeks. So you have 3,800 times 52 weeks. You're looking at $197,600 a year. That's take home. Okay, that's take home. But it's really not take home. Why? Because we still haven't paid our expenses. We still haven't paid our so we have to now go back and break that down. All right. So you have if you have truck payment, if you have maintenance, if you have any of that stuff, you have to take it out of this 3,800. Okay. So now you have 3,000 miles a week times 0.9 cents for maintenance. That's $270 a week. All right. Then you have to figure out your insurance and all that stuff, because that's all during the monthly thing. So we go back to 3,800 minus 270. So technically you got 3,530, which is, what you have after everything is all said and done. Now you have to multiply that times 4 weeks. So you have $14,120 in your bank at the end of the month. That should be enough to make your truck payment. It should be enough to make your insurance payment. It should be enough to make your, your IFTAs and all the other stuff, KYU numbers and all that stuff. Those are like, 1 cent a mile, 2 cents a mile, yada, yada, yada. If you can organize this money and leave this money in your bank account, at the end of the month, you have your money to pay your bills. Okay? Now, divide that by 4. If you multiply it by 5, because some weeks have 5 weeks in a month, you will have $17,650 in there for that month. Yeah, I think that's still a lot of money where you can actually make your payments. Okay, so we go to divide that by 5. All right, so like I was saying, technically, when you figure out what your monthly bills are, you subtract it from that monthly amount right there, and then you're okay. So owner-operators can actually make good money if they have that kind of dedicated run out and back, and they're getting paid $4 or $5 a mile. Fuel surcharge could be included, could not be, so it could be extra money also. All right, now let's get into the fact about leasing. The difference with leasing is that you're not an owner-operator yet. You are an owner-operator in training. You are learning how to be an owner-operator. Okay? And what I mean by that is, you have to pay some of the same things that the owner-operator has to pay. You have to pay your maintenance. You have to pay your fuel. You have to pay your insurance. You have to pay all the above. If the plates and permits and all that stuff, the heavy road tax, you have to pay all these things, all these items. The difference is the company's going to do it for you. They're going to take it out of your check and they're going to pay it for you so that you don't have to pay it. All right? Sounds good, right? Sounds good. They're going to take care of it for you so you don't even have to worry about it. Cool. The only problem with that is some leasing places don't allow you to pick your own loads. Some leasing places pick your loads for you. So how can you make money when you don't even know what you're going to be doing? The only way you know what you're going to be doing is if you are picking the load yourself. Now, the numbers that I gave you originally were, $4 and $5 a mile, because as an owner-operator, you should not be taking anything that is paying less than $4 or $5 a mile. You have too much of a responsibility, okay? As a lease operator, you have to split the money with the middleman. In this case, you have two middlemen. You have the shipper who's sending the load. They have brokered it out to a broker. The broker has contacted a carrier, and then the carrier has contacted you. So in this case, the reason why our loads are like $1.50, $1.90, $2 a mile is because these companies and the brokers have gotten their hands in our money. Okay? When you eliminate them, you eliminate the people being in your business. All right? It is harder to deal with because you have the company there and you have these other guys all in your paycheck. When you hear these other old heads out here talking about it, they say they would never lease a truck because you're just a glorified company driver. Well, I beg to differ. You're never going to learn how to be an owner-operator if you don't try. Okay? If you have dreams or aspirations of being an owner-operator, you need to be leasing a truck so that you can learn some of the things that you have to pay. As a company driver, you don't know any of these things because the company's not telling you what they're paying. The company doesn't say, hey, you know what, we paid your IFTA today, don't worry about it. They have that responsibility. They have to do it. That's why they don't pay you so many cents per mile. So yeah, if I was a company driver, I wouldn't want to know what you had to pay anyway. Just give me my check and let me go home. But you also can't turn down loads either. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to go over there, well, it's either you take this or you sit here for 2 days. Okay, cool. So then, you get out here and you're like, man, I gotta, get myself going. The key to leasing and to be successful at leasing is gross. You have to be able to gross the money that you need to make to pay your bills and to pay yourself. See, the difference is, instead of paying yourself first, the company pays you last. That's why people have problems. Okay? If the company paid you first, out of any lease that you had, like say for example, you struck a deal with them and you said, hey man, look, I get paid 65% of this line haul. 25% of it I want to go to this account. And then the rest, stays in the company thing. You would not have a problem at all. Because it was just like being a company driver, except the difference is you would get your 25% of whatever you gross that week would come over to your check, and that's what you would take home. That's what you would take home. But the companies know that. They don't want you to be successful and then, your bills not be paid. Well, guess what? If the bills aren't paid, whose fault is that? Is it mine that you didn't give me the right loads? Is it mine that you didn't give me any loads? Or is it mine that you gave me crappy loads? I think it's a combination of both. You, as an individual, you're leasing a truck, you have the ability to say no. You have the ability to say, no, I don't want to take that load because of what it's paying. If you break down those numbers and you see, okay, it's not going to pay me nothing, don't take it. But remember, that might be the best paying load they have in that area. The area that you're in will determine whether or not you need to take that load or not. I look at it like this. Any load is better than no load. And a low paying load will get me to a higher paying load eventually. So if I'm in an area where there's crap for loads right now, I'm going to take the first thing smoking, but I'm trying to get to a high travel area where we have good loads at. That's the key. Alright? You can throw numbers up and down all day long if you want to. If you're only making $1.50 a mile, that's your percentage, that's the reason why you're not making no money. You have to start looking at the loads that are paying more money that are going into wrong places. They're going into wrong places because they're paying more money because they're going into the wrong places. If you stick with the lower ended ones where, you know, if you got a load that's going to pay you $7 a mile and you're leasing, you better be looking at where that load's going. I guarantee you that load is going somewhere where they have no freight. Yeah, I mean, when I say no freight, I mean they have nothing there. They're going to have you deadhead out of there. And your deadhead is on your dime, not their dime. That's the difference with leasing. See, as an owner-operator, you know, there's really no, I mean, yeah, you're going to deadhead to go get a load, but you can negotiate that in the rate with the shipper or the broker or whoever you're picking up your freight from. Hey, look, I got to go 800 miles to go get this load. I need an extra $200 on there for fuel. You know, and they're either going to say yes or no. And if they say no, then you say no. You know, I'm not out here to be losing money. I'm out here to gain money. You know, but as far as being with the company, the companies are going to have you try to deadhead as far as you can because they don't want you to make money. They want you to lose money. I always include my deadhead miles in with my load so that I can see what I'm actually making per mile. They don't do that. They'll take and say, oh, this is paying a good rate because they're only doing the line haul divided by the loaded miles. And that gets $3 a mile, $2.50 a mile or something like that. And they say, oh, that's a good paying load. But then what they don't realize is that you have to deadhead to go get that load. So if you have to deadhead to go get that load, now you have to put that in there and include that in there. Be realistic with yourself, and you will learn the game. You will learn the game, and you will learn this business. Okay. Lease a truck that has the opportunity to purchase it, or has some sort of completion bonus at the end of it. You're getting something from leasing, and what I mean by that is, don't lease a truck if they don't have a completion bonus. If it's just a regular lease, you just lease a truck for 2 years, 3 years, what are you getting out of it? Nothing. You're just leasing the truck. Are you going to make more money? Probably. What are you going to get it for in the long run? Nothing. Why? Because you're not getting the truck and you're not getting a completion bonus. But if you lease a truck for a year and they give you $4,000, hey, that's good. Take it, get it, take it back, whatever. $4,000, they hand me a check for it, cool. Man, I'm out here. Reason why is because you can take that $4,000 and you can apply it towards something else. You can apply it towards buying you a truck. You know, you may need to save it up. You know, you lease 3 times, 4 times 3 is 12. So now you got $12,000 you can put down towards a truck. You've been leasing for 3 years. As long as your leasing in 3 years has been positive, you should not have no issues on why you didn't make the money. You know what I'm saying? And then you should be able to go out and buy you a truck. Learn from your leasing experience of what to do and what not to do. How to do your money and how not to do your money. If you take your 35% out of each check from the beginning, and then you take out your check, your pay to yourself, and then you take out your fuel, and you leave the rest of your money in your business account. In your business account. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. At the end of the month, you'll have enough money to pay your monthly bills. You have enough money to pay your monthly bills. You know what I'm saying? If another thing that you can do is when you initially, it's the initial sign up is what gets people. The First month, you got to go out and buy your plates and your permits, your IFTAs and all that stuff. They want all that money up front. Okay? So you got to figure out how many miles am I going to run this year? Am I going to run 120,000 miles this year? Here's what you do. You put down and say that I'm going to run 150,000 miles this year. Multiply that by 1 cent a mile. Multiply that by 2 cents a mile. And you pay that for your KYU and you pay that for your IFTA. Bam, you pay it. You also pay your heavy road tax, $550. Pay it. You also pay your plates and your permits up front. You pay it. Once you figure out how much all that is, and you got a grand total of that amount of money, that's when you need to save your money up as a lease operator, so that when you come out with your own truck and trailer and your own authority, you can go pay that money first, up front first, for the first year. Now when you do that and you pay your money up front for that first year, you don't have to pay it no more. You don't have to worry about paying plates and permits. You don't have to worry about paying the heavy road tax. You don't have to worry about paying your IFTAs and all that. It's already paid for. Now you just let your money build up in your company account until it is, until the end of the year. When it's time to renew all your stuff, you should have your money in your account to go and renew your stuff. The only thing that you won't have money for, because you won't know how much it'll cost right away, is your fuel and your maintenance. Oh, your insurance also. If you get a quote on insurance, pay it up front. So let's just say and I call that your administrative fees. Your administrative fees are going to be your fees that are like your fixed cost things. Things that you know are coming out that will not change. Your IFTA, your KYU, New York HUD sticker, Georgia gas light, you know what I'm saying? Your plates and permits, your insurance, Qualcomm if you're using Qualcomm, your transponder, scanning fees if you're doing that inside the truck. If not, you can use TransFlow on your phone or you can use it at the truck stop. All these things that don't change, they're not variable. They don't change. They're fixed costs. Let's just say they come out to a total of $14,000 for the year. You need to save up money in your reserve account or whatever account you have, and you can save up $14,000 to $20,000 a year. Once you get that money saved up, now you can go buy your expenses and you go pay your fixed costs. Now you don't have to worry about paying that for a whole nother year. Okay? In the meantime, now when you're paying yourself from running your own authority, your money can now sit in a bank account because you paid out your taxes, you paid out your salary, you paid out your fuel and your maintenance to yourself. You've already done those. Those are already gone. The rest of the money sits in the bank. Just leave it there. Don't bother it. Leave it there. At the end of the year, you have enough money left over that you can pay your next year's administrative fees and not have to worry about nothing. You paid your tax money out of your check every week, so that when Uncle Sam comes up to you and says, oh, you owe taxes. No, I don't. Here's my fuel that I spent out. Here's my surcharge that I received. Here's my maintenance that I did. Here's my fixed costs, things that I paid for. Oh, okay, good. You don't owe no money now because you've taken out the money out of each check. And you paid yourself a decent salary every week. Honestly, it's a no-brainer, but it is complicated. It's complicated. It really is. Fuel is a high cost. Fuel is really a high cost. But I don't consider fuel the highest cost. Because one week you might spend $2,000 on fuel. You might spend $10,000 on a transmission. and a hotel room, and towing, and a what do you call it? Turbo, or clutch, or EGR valves, or air compressor. These things tend to go out a lot on trucks. Yes, fuel is going to be high, but it's not going to be the highest thing that you're going to have to deal with. Okay? In your maintenance account as a company, the company holds it for you in escrow while it builds up. Well, they won't allow you to use that maintenance money for anything other than maintenance. So, if you need to borrow a couple dollars or something, you can't do it from the maintenance account. You have to have what's called a reserve account. Now, my reserve account is designed to pay my insurance in the middle of the month. They collect the money from my paycheck, put it in that reserve account, and when it hits a certain dollar amount, they pay the insurance by that middle of the month. All right? Anything over the match number that I'm supposed to have is a credit back to me. So, for example, if I have a minimum of $750 to maintain that account, and I've been putting an extra 10 cents a mile in there, so if I run 3,000 miles, that's an extra $300 in there. That quickly adds up my money, so that now I'm gonna make that $750 real quick. All right, 3 weeks I got my $750 already before the next month starts. The problem is you gotta save the difference. If you can save the difference, it's gonna start building up. So I got $900 in there. I need $750 in there. That's an extra $150. Every week I'm putting $300 in there. So by 2 weeks I got $600 in there. The third week I got $900 in there. I got an extra $150 to myself. Let it keep going. Just let it keep going. Every 3 weeks I'm gonna have an extra $150 in there. So then you figure, by the time that gets down the line, eventually I'm gonna have $2,000 in there. Minus the $750, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have some money in there. Just keep letting it build up. As it builds up, then you take it out later. If you can let it build up for an entire year. Oh, there it is. I was like, where did that thing just go? All right, let's just say I need $750 times 12 months. So I need $9,000 to pay my insurance expenses and all the other stuff in the reserve account. All right. If I'm putting $300 a week into that account, that's $15,600. All right. Minus the $9,000 that I'm using for that, I got an extra $6,600 sitting in there at the end of the year. $6,600 plus my lease completion bonus of $4,000. That gives me a total of $10,600. That's for 1 year. If you do that times 3 years, you have $31,800 that you've saved up. Why can you not buy a truck for $31,800? You can go to Ideal Lease and buy a truck for 12 grand. You know what I'm saying? And then you own it straight out. Let's just say you did this for 4 years. $42,400 is what you saved up in 4 years. Okay? Now the key to it is not to keep that money in the reserve account. Why? The company's they're gonna eat your check up. Okay? They're gonna eat it up. If you leave that money in there, they're gonna eat it up. What you have to do is, when your money is $1,000 or more above what's required in that account, you you need to move that money to your own account. Okay? I say $1,000 because Pilot Flying J will cash you a check for $9.99, 99 cents. So you can go in there and say, hey, I'm going to cash this check for $900. If you go to places like Indiana or whatever, they only charge 1%. Not bad, you know, charge you $9 for that. Go to other truck stops at 3%. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at what, $270? No, not $270, $27. Sorry. Anyway, you take that money out, take it out, and you put it up into your own account. Now, I'm not trying to tell you where to put your money at. You can put it wherever you like. I'm gonna make a suggestion. Go to the internet, type in www.card.com. There you can get prepaid Visa cards. I'm pretty sure you can get a prepaid business Visa card there too, if I'm not mistaken. You'll take that card, register it, link it to your tax ID number or whatever you want to do with it, and you can load that card with your money at the Pilot. Now, here's the problem. We're talking about fees and stuff, right? So it costs you $27 to cash it. It'll cost you $4.95 to load it. It's instant. It'll be right there in about a matter of minutes. Okay? So you're looking at like, what, $30, $31 or something? Put that on your taxes. Keep the receipts for those things. Put it on your taxes that you had to cash that check for that money for your business. Alright? You had to load your business card. Put that on your taxes. Alright? You'll get some of that money back. The point is, put it on your business card. That way now, when you're ready to go buy something, you can swipe your card and pay for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like using American Express or something. You have to check with the card on what the daily purchase amount is or whatever, or how much you can spend or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that, you know, you can buy things with it. I don't know if you can buy the whole truck cash with swiping the card, but the point of the matter is that, you know, you'll have somewhere to put your money at. And they have places where you can take your money off of your card with little to no money. Like you go to a Sheetz gas station, Sheetz has no ATM fees. Well, there you go. You go to Sheetz and you take off $1,000, you know what I'm saying? You take off $800 or whatever. And there it is. I don't know. You may not want to have all your money on one card, so you can probably get 3 cards with them because you can have up to 3 cards. So you can get 3 cards and separate the money. Put, you know, one for maintenance, one for fuel, one for business. You know what I'm saying? I would also link that card to your business account. If you link that card to your business account, you can